Hey, welcome to the Christian Media Marketing Podcast and YouTube show. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for hanging out with me. My name is John, and it is, as always, an honor to spend some time with you today. If you listen to the podcast on Apple Podcast, you may have thought that the podcast had ended. Well, it hasn't. And every week for about 5+ years now, I've been putting out this podcast, but there was an issue with Cloudflare for some reason, and it was blocking the update to Apple Podcasts. If you listen on Spotify or anywhere else, it seems like it was working fine. So it was an issue just with Apple, but sorry about that. If you are always in question, you can go to our YouTube page as well. But I think it's fixed, and I'm glad to be back on Apple as well. And I'm glad to be with you today, sharing with you about a tool we use. And this is in response to an email I got from a team working overseas, one that we appreciate greatly, and we are thankful for the work that they are doing. And they just reached out with some questions about setting up their business account and specifically about a phone number. And so this week's podcast and YouTube episode here is going to be about a tool that we use. There are multiple different options, and this reminds me of when I was doing my rescue dive training. The key thing that the instructor was giving to me was saying, hey, there may be multiple types of, and the example he gave was duct tape. He said there's lots of different types of duct tape, but we know this one works. And when your life is on the line, you use what is a known thing. And so there's a whole part to what I do and part of my role at Kavanaugh to exploring new things and new technology. In fact, I spent all morning working on a SIEM, which is a security incident and event management. In other words, it's a thing that's ingesting all sorts of alerts from all sorts of different computer types and bringing it into one screen and letting me know when there's an issue. And I may do a show about that here at some point, but there's a place for testing, and then there's a place where we know this works. And so there's a couple different things you could do when it comes to an account. You could bring and have a phone. That's several things that we've done before. Is we've had multiple phones set up because when you're verifying your Meta account, it's going to be asking you for your paperwork. It's looking for a bill in the name of your ministry. And it's also then looking for your website and your phone number. And so, how do we do all of these things and follow the rules and yet maybe don't give out more information than we want to? Well, in the past, we would get multiple phones and we would sign them up, use T-Mobile or whatever service that was the cheapest at that time, and that's the phone that we would use. There are some benefits to doing that. The cost ends up being right around $25 a month for us. The benefit being we then set up WhatsApp on that phone line, and then the teams that we serve, the different ones who have worked with us to set this up, can then have the web part of that WhatsApp number. So even though it's tied to a phone, you can go on the internet and be able to use that. But for others, they have wanted a different solution. And so I want to show you today the one that we are using for that. Now, next week's podcast, Lord willing, I'm going to show you an app that we use for WhatsApp specifically if you want a virtual number. And we've had some good success with this. And so I'll be sharing this one. Once again, this is a tool that we have used and we know that it works. And that's the key thing. There may be other ones that are out there. I would love to hear from you if there are ones that you're using and you've had success, not just once, but like multiple times. This is working, and share that with us. I would love to hear it. And so the tool that we're using is called Up Central. UpCentral.io is the website. And when you go there, this is meant to be kind of for like call centers and places like that. You can buy your phone number, which is what we've done through them, and you can make phone calls. You can even pay, if you're on the unlimited plan, you can do SMS texting from this number. And so there's several different options, but for us, where this has been the tool that we use is that we'll go in there, we'll sign up right in the top right on the website. If you go to it, upcentral.io, and then we use this to have a phone number that we have established with the ministry name that we use for the business verification. And so that's the key thing. Now, we do also use this with WhatsApp. And so it might end up being a cheaper option for you. But regardless if that's what you want to use it for or not, for your Meta business account, and I really hope that's how you are running your ads, is that you have gone through the process, you have set up the Meta business account. You've gone through, once they ask for verification, now this is where you're putting in all of your paperwork, your bank information, your website information, a bill in the name of your ministry, and your phone number. Well, this is what's allowing us to do the bill in the name of the ministry and the phone number. And so we use this one service of upcentral.io, and then from there, we're able to get verified. I mean, everything just seems to have worked fine. So this is a good service. You can even go in here and click, and you can click on the right and bring up a phone number. You can dial straight from a computer and punch those numbers in. And sometimes you may want to do that to verify a code or to do something tied to your account. But for us, it's more about just getting that phone number and having it. And then we can use it also for things like WhatsApp or other services that require it. And so it's got everything from employee scheduling and text messaging that you can do. There's lots of different things that you can do with this. But the key thing for us is just the phone number. Now, if you do the yearly plan, it looks like the unlimited is $10. The pay as you go is $6. You do then have to pay and get a number. There's a couple different things that come into it. You can try it out. You can do monthly, which to me is the option we do a lot because sometimes people don't want to continue to keep that going. And so there's some different parts to this that you may want, may not want. It is a good tool, though, that works for us. So you would go in there, you would choose that plan, you sign up, make sure you put the name of your ministry as the one that you're doing. Make sure that way when they send you the email with your invoice, you can easily use that to show your ministry name on the invoice and the phone number as well as you are doing it. It'll take them about a month or so really to probably do that first bill, depending upon when you sign it up. I've also found they're very receptive to emails. I specifically said, hey, I need this invoice in this name, not my personal name. They changed it, sent that to me, which was great. So I have found them to be very helpful. All right. So I hope that is an option for you, that by doing it this way, we can follow the rules, keep our accounts secure, keep that air gap in there, protecting the people that we serve. Most importantly, protecting those who are followers and believers on the field, the local people. Maybe it's your digital responders, maybe it's just believers, maybe it's church leaders, whatever it might be, but being able to protect them. All right, so hopefully that's a benefit to you. It's just part of what we're trying to do to continue to share. I will be at a conference here in a couple weeks where I have the keynote on Thursday, as well as 2 workshops that I'm going to be delivering. I'll share some of that information here on the podcast and the video show after the conference is done. I'll share more from those workshops with you. Remember, next week, Lord willing, I'll be sharing then about an app you can use specifically for WhatsApp Business. And when you're using that, because so many people in the world are using it, well, that's a great tool that you can have. As always, if you have questions, if you have areas where you would like for us to be serving you and to helping you, we would love to hear from you. I appreciate your prayers for us. We're a tiny, small team. We're not any major thing that's out there, but it is always and has always been our honor to serve you and to serve the King. So thanks for all that you do. Keep pressing forward. Until next time, take care and God bless.